All right, ladies and gentlemen, it continues. The cover-up continues. Now, I've had to start a new channel because I've given my friend PPP mine, because last night he was flagged down by F-slurs, by a horde of F-slurs. And we're going to get into why he was flagged down and the process in which he was flagged down. But I want to just give you all, new viewers to this channel, a little recap of events, a little recap of what's been going on here. Dick Masterson, he has some DMs leak out. These DMs are innately embarrassing. They're innately hilarious. If you remove Dick Masterson from these DMs, these are funny DMs. This is hilarity, infused in text form. So just remove Dick Masterson from the equation for a moment. We've got some funny DMs. We've got some DMs that if Mundane Matt had made these DMs, all of them, every single one of them, would have been making hours and hours and hours of content, just ripping into Mundane Matt's already broken soul. Holy F-slur. Holy F-slur. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Step 2. Innately funny DMs. Step 2 is the fact that people who would always find these funny normally, if this was Mundane Matt, say, this isn't funny at all. We're covering it up. We're gaslighting you. So that's what happens. They gaslight. They gaslight around these DMs. But the fire rises, ladies and gentlemen. It keeps going. The flames rise. And what happens? What happens in step 3 is that they gang up on one guy. They gang up on what? The fucking meth holiday. The F-slur meth holiday. The kraut of Dick Masterson's world. This bitter, sleeping upside down, eating the livers of passing children. They get this pod-awful guy on, and this guy has waited for, what, decades? Decades to find something that he can hammer Dick Masterson to the cross with. This guy has got, zero credibility. But you know what? It's like the one person you hate, finally, after all these years, being right about one thing. Because what Jesse, this pod-awful F-slur, what he uncovers is bigger than his hatred and his personal vendetta against Dick Masterson. What he uncovers is a conspiracy of silence and cover-up, and it begins. The collusion continues. Ladies and gentlemen, he goes on. He gets pulled on to a live stream where they just gang up on him. 7 people, 8 people, who knows how many capos were in there, just ganging up on one person, and they mute him, they talk over him, and they kick him from the stream and pretend that he rage quit. The cover-up continues. Step 4. Step 4. Everybody in the world, even the blind, are going, that looked pretty shady. That looked pretty scummy. That looked pretty greasy. That looked like a cover-up, ladies and gentlemen. A cover-up. So everybody in the world, myself included, say, that was pretty odd. Why? Why are all the capos, why are all these people doing this? Covering this up when normally they'd find this funny if it were Mundane Matt. Why? Why is this happening? Then you look into the fact that they are all dependent on Dick Masterson for money. They're all signed up to Dick Masterson's site, which has harvested their docs, so that's further leverage over them, as well as giving them money. And we laugh and meme at the low-level capos like Toad McKinley, who makes a grand total of 26 pieces of silver for Dick Masterson. And we laugh at people like Gator, who's always cleaning it up with his little broom here. But we also have to sort of wonder at people like Josh, who's claiming nearly $2,000 from New Project 2. And then we also have to look at their behaviour subsequently. Toad McKinley, he makes a tweet, right? Out of nowhere. And this is the first tweet that anybody knows, really, amongst his own his own viewer base, about this Dick Masterson stuff. Like, people close to Leo, people close to Toad. Oh, I'm wondering, what's this about? This is the first, tweet about Dick Masterson you've made? What is this about? And the first tweet he's making, just off the back, just completely unprovoked, is saying that there's nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. It's not funny at all. Very suspicious, and Dick Masterson's in the tweet reply there. Just very suspicious. But we go further down the rabbit hole. We look at Josh from Kiwi Farms. We look at him burying threads. We look at him censoring. We look at him changing the titles to put Dick Masterson in a flattering light. We look at him freezing and closing down the Dick Masterson thread and setting up a containment thread where the odds are stacked against the people that are saying this new Project 2 site seems a bit shady. And this new Project 2 site is shady as fuck. It's shady as F, slur. Oh my god. We're really, 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 really going down tonight, aren't we? We're going to get flagged for saying the F word. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, this site, its terms of service are appalling. Its privacy policy is half filled in. It demands, this has been proven from your own Lord and Master, Dick Masterson. He's proven that you have to give him your social security number that he has access to, your full legal name, your address, and a litany of other personal doxing details that you simply wouldn't give to me, or to PPP, or to any other autist on the internet. But you're going to give them to Dick Masterson because he's a Hollywood e-celeb. I understand. I see. I get the big picture here. He's going to make you fly. He's going to give you wings. He's going to make you dizzy now. He's going to feel you in an atavistic way. But what the reality is that he's not going to really enhance you or your career or what money you get in any shape or form. The deal that he gets is a lot better than the deal you get. Because if ever Dick does something embarrassing, which, funnily enough, he has, you have to run defense force for him, even though you know in your own soul that it goes contrary to your own prior behaviour. There we go. There we go. Because Dick's got their doxes. Dick's got their doxing. He's got their social security number. He's proven this live on air. Anyway, step 4 or 5 or wherever the fuck we are, wherever the F-slur we are, in this grand conspiracy of silence and lies and collusion and cover-up. We're at a point now where PPP, fat retarded Canadian PPP, is able to rustle these guys' jimmies, is able to rattle these people into such a point where they have to get him on. They have to bring him on a show with Nick Risotto, the fake lawyer, and Dick Masterson. This goes higher up the food chain. Ralph, Gator, Fagmenko, Rand, the petrol-sniffing Dickensian convict. All of these people have been pretending for months that PPP doesn't exist. What's a PPP? Who's the PPP? I don't know who PPP is. Disingenuous, because we all know for a fact that censorship has occurred in all of their chats and all of their discords of PPP, because they know the flames are rising, they can smell the smoke, and they're afraid, ladies and gentlemen, and they're afraid for one reason and one reason only, and that's because PPP is the only beacon of light in this whole affair. He's a man of God, more so than any of these people here today. So PPP finally gets an audience with Dick Masterson, and he takes them to town. We've seen cover-up and lies and collusion saying that, oh, PPP lost. PPP lost the battle. PPP won. You can watch the full audio section, right, where PPP, walking into an ambush, snatches victory from what would seemingly be the jaws of defeat, and BTFOs, single-handedly, all of them, Dick Masterson included. He gets Dick Masterson to admit to just the fact that he's harvesting people's doxes. He's got access to them at any time. So where are the lies here? Where are the lies here? Very odd behaviour, you know? Very, very odd behaviour. So, then, right, PPP's unequivocally won. The internet's in agreement, for once. It is in general accordance for once, that PPP won. PPP won in the best way possible. Because he was the underdog. And he overcame adversity to reach his winning victory. So then, right, PPP, by the way, right, the day before, the PPP does this stream where he's flagged. The day before, there's just cover-up, there's just collusion, there's just an endless series of shady acts that are in no way related to the fact that I'm dependent on Dick Masterson for money. You know, we see Josh just going to town, censoring, covering up, hiding threads, changing threads, you know, locking threads that are slighting Dick Masterson and Nick Risotto. What a disaster. What a disaster. Then we finally get to PPP. PPP does a stream. He does a stream where he's just reading aloud Josh's own words. Josh is saying that apparently it's turned into a discussion about Dick Masterson's mansion. Dick Masterson's 3-bedroom, 1,000 square foot mansion. But apparently it's a mansion. You know, apparently its price tag determines that it's a mansion. Right, okay, that's the cope we're in here. The mansion cope. The great mansion cope of May 2020. Completely deflecting from the real issue at hand here, which is that this new Project 2 site is shady. Is absolutely shady AF. So then, PPP's doing his stream. They're all pretending, by the way, that Ethan Ralph and Gator and Fagmenko and the pencil-sniffing Dickensian convict Ranbot, they're all pretending that, you know, CRP, Coach Redpill, the elderly decrepit Chilean who's got dementia, who doesn't even know what day it is, who's just come off the bus, who has to have a towel put round him to come inside. He's masterminded the entire thing, right? So they're going after CRP, they're going after Coach, they're ignoring the PPP issue, they're ignoring that Godwinson's been making the flames right. They're ignoring this completely because, you know, who? PPP who? Who's a PPP? Who appears in PPP's chat as he's live streaming? But Vito, the lowest of the low capos for Dick Masterson. This guy is lower than Gator in the Dick Masterson totem pole. This guy is the sacrificial lamb, ladies and gentlemen. Say it with me. Vito is the sacrificial lamb because he comes along into this live stream with his verified check mark and he draws attention onto himself from everyone. When what happens? Within 10 minutes, PPP is flagged down. The channel is flagged down completely. It's over. PPP is off. PPP is scrubbed away as though nothing has happened. As though... Vito did this? Vito did this, would be the conclusion that the non-thinking man would have drawn from this. Vito appears, 10 minutes later, it's gone. The hate stream, it's gone for hate speech, the stream has gone completely, the channel is gone completely. There's no comeback for PPP. The non-thinking man would have said, well, Vito's responsible for that with his check mark, and that's what Mundane Matt's whole raison d'etre had been. These are the actions and behaviours of Mundane Matt. What actually happened, ladies and gentlemen, was that they sent Vito, the sacrificial lamb, to be a magnet for everyone's criticisms. Because what actually happened, ladies and gentlemen, was that the Gunt God were flagging away so hard. Ethan Ralph, within seconds, moments of PPP going down, is celebrating on his Twitter. PPP now exists. PPP now has existed all along. You know, he's been this malevolent presence. Even though they've ignored him so much, they've erased, any mention of PPP would constitute an instant ban. Would have Ralph just sort of cocking his head and going, what's a PPP? But now Ralph knows about him seconds after he's been banned and flagged down. He's celebrating. He goes on that kill stream and he just proves himself. He proves the cover-up. He proves the conspiracy of silence and lies and clean-up. He gets his little friend to clean it up. He gets Gator to clean it up. Gator's tweeting out, stuff like, these tweets are shameless. He's saying that, oh, I used to love Godwinson's content, but he's gone really downhill recently. What, when I took your mop away? Is that when I went downhill, Gator, you F-slur? But apparently Gator's been a fan of mine all along, and he's disappointed. He's disappointed that I've got this vendetta. What an F-slur. What an F-slur, ladies and gentlemen. Gator's brew will never go back to him. He's going to have to use his tongue and his hands to clean up his master's spillage from now on. Because this is mine. This is mine. And you know what I'm using it for? I'm using it to sweep away your lies and your deceit and your collusion. We got Ethan Ralph celebrating. We've got just the most disgraceful F-slur-ish behaviour. What a disaster. Even Jim is going, that looks pretty gay. That looks pretty odd. That looks pretty suspect. Even Jim is going to have a conversation with PPP about how gay this looked, about him being flagged down by these F-slurs. What a disaster. What a disaster. And now, right, we look on the Twitter and we see that they're now trying to contort this as though apparently Kraut's involved in all of this. Apparently Kraut's been running a gay op that's been setting Godwinson and PPP to work on Ethan Ralph. Kraut. We've seen Kraut as of late, have we not? Kraut can't function without, breathing every other breath with a vape. Kraut can't, see daylight without burning up. Kraut feasts on one meal a week. Kraut looks fucked for his age. Kraut looks like... What would you describe? Kraut looks worse than Spoonie. Kraut looks worse than 2020 Spoonie. But apparently Kraut has got sway over myself and PPP. What a disaster. They're pulling up screen caps of Kraut. This is the shamefulness of their behaviour. This is how blatant they are and transparent. They're pulling up screen caps from Kraut, where we're sort of going over Monday, what's his name, Millennial Woes' resignation from the internet, where I gave specific direction to Kraut to say, I want you to do this, this and this so you can look like Millennial Woes. Kraut's the greatest method actor of our time, and he delivered some great footage where he looked exactly like Millennial Woes, and they're saying that, Kraut looks so ironically like Millennial Woes. Well, that's the point, you F-slurs. What a disaster. But they're running damage control now. Apparently this has all been a Krautian gay op. Well, I'm pretty sure you watching this out there at home, and the hordes of you, the thousands that will hear these words eventually, I hope, unless I'm censored, will realise that it's not Kraut that's manipulating your mind. You'll look at the new Project 2 site, go, that's pretty shady, and you'll say, well, I wonder why all of these people who've got new Project 2 accounts are covering for Dick Masterson. I wonder why. Oh, because he has their doxing information. He has their social security numbers. You don't need Kraut to tell you that message. You don't even need Godwinson, the neat with a trust fund aristocrat. What nonsense. Apparently Godwinson's got a trust fund, therefore he hates people getting money on the internet. I don't hate people getting money from the internet. I hate people scamming money from the internet. What I hate, right? This is what I hate. I don't hate the fact that Dick Masterson has set up a Patreon alternative for any creator to sort of get a platform now because they've been taken off from Patreon for wrong thing. That's admirable. The idea itself is innately admirable. What I hate is the fact that that's not that idea at all, even though they keep saying it is. To even get on the site, you've got to curry the hand of Dick Masterson. You've got to be his mate, you've got to be his friend. Then, to even get money from Dick Masterson, you've got to play ball. You can't just, be on the site, right, and start shit-talking Dick Masterson. Because you might not even get your money. You might not even get your 26 pieces of silver. And you know what the other incentive is? Is that he gets more than you would normally give anyone on the street. He gets your social security number, he admits this, live on air. He gets your personal details, he gets your address, he gets your full legal name, he gets your date of birth. Like, what reality are we living in, right? And you go onto the site and it says that the terms of service are nonsense, aren't even worth the paper they're written on. The privacy policy is half filled in. The privacy policy itself, the bits that are filled in, are just dodgy to the extreme. But apparently, you know, Kraut's influencing you on this. It's the old adage, right? They've used every single cover-up tactic in the book. They've wheeled out decrepit Chilean Coach Red Pill. Now they're wheeling out Kraut. I imagine they'll wheel out Mundane Matt at some point. I imagine they'll wheel out the Queen of Pol at some point. I imagine they'll wheel out maybe Hot Pocket. Maybe Robbie from Jule World's going to be wheeled out. Who's next in the grand conspiracy that's simply saying this looks odd? And there are thousands out there that are also saying this looks odd. It's just that myself and PPP are making videos. We're giving voice to the voiceless. It's what we've always done. We've always done this. We've been called alt-right. We've been called Antifa. We've been given every label. Bear in mind, before this happened, we were going after Fuentes for being a degenerate catboy. We were going after Fuentes for having a 12-hour homosexual date with a trans catboy pedo. We were pointing out the holes in Nick Fuentes' entire philosophy. But apparently we've got one singular vendetta, you know. Apparently Godwinson has always had it in for Ralph. No, because I didn't even care about Ralph at this point, because Ralph proven himself to be the gator of Dick Masterson. Godwinson's never gone after Sargon for his lies. Godwinson hasn't been pointing out the hypocrisies of Mundane Matt and Kraut. That this has never happened, you know. Godwinson hasn't got a proven track record of going after people who are hypocrites and liars and say one thing to their audience and do another. This has never happened, right? This has never happened, you know. What a disaster. What a complete disaster. But apparently, right, Godwinson is a This is the sort of take you have to... This is the mental gymnastics you have to perform to come to this. Apparently Godwinson's become a Kraut capo. And he's working to bring down Ethan Ralph. And everyone else is collateral. Nonsense, lies, collusion, cover-up. Do I want to see Ethan Ralph homeless? No. Do I want to see Ethan Ralph penniless? No. Do I want to see either of them, all of them, penniless or homeless? No. What do I want to see? I want more transparency on the new Project 2 site. I want that privacy policy filled in properly. I want the terms of service to be filled in properly. I want people to know straight up what they have to do and what they have to give to Dick Masterson in order to contribute. And I also want to know whether if Dick Masterson, if he does something embarrassing, whether the capos, whether people on the new Project 2 site have to play ball or they won't get their money. Can someone take a running kick in the balls to Dick Masterson and still remain on the site and still be able to be paid by him? Is this really a platform of free speech for all? Or is it not? Am I going to be flagged down now? Are they going to flag me down? I've given PPP my channel, and he's going to do what he wants with that. It's his now. I've always been a man who starts again. It's never bothered to me the amount of e-fame one could get, the amount of subscribers one could conglomerate, one could harvest. It's never bothered me. I've always started again. I've always remained under 5,000 subscribers doing the same thing. I don't mind if I flag down. I don't mind if the channel goes. I'll always be back. Godwinson never dies. And if you followed me since 2012, you will realise this. And you will understand where I'm coming from. I've never asked you for money, ever. I've never ran ads on my videos, ever. I've never begged. and grovelled in the gutter like these people. But apparently, right, apparently I'm the one that you're not supposed to trust. You can believe that if you want, but I'm pretty sure, if you're out there watching this, that you're starting to get your almonds activated and you're starting to think that this looks pretty odd. We're going to see what happens next. We're going to see what the outcome of PPP and Jim's conversation is going to be. I'm pretty sure that Jim is going to look at this objectively and say this looks pretty odd. Jim does, by the way, get $700 from Dick Masterson on New Project 2. But does this look as odd as it is? Does Jim have any more information that he can possibly shed light on? Will Jim in fact confirm that this looks odd, this is a bit shady, and the cover-up, the continuing cover-up, collusion, clean-up, conspiracy has been odd and gay to the extreme? But you know who's going to keep cleaning it up no matter what happens? Shannon. With his broom. Keep sweeping it up, Shannon. Keep cleaning it up. You're a disgrace. You're a shameless grifter. And you know what? Even if you were ever flagged down, if you ever lost your channel, you know, if ever Monday Matt came at you or any of the other lolcows you go after decided to say, I'm not playing ball, Shannon. If Nintendo said I'm not going to let you stream Banjo-Kazooie anymore, do you think Ethan Ralph would give you his channel? Do you think Ethan Ralph would say, oh, here you go? Do you think any one of them would say, oh, you can have this, I'll start again? Do you think that'll ever happen? No, because they ultimately don't respect you. They just don't respect you at all. When they do give you money, they bitch about it live on air. When they think that you're going to be homeless because you've not paid your rent and they've had to give you $300, begrudgingly, they tell everyone on air in a drunken rant. And the fact that we know about that is testament to your Lord and Master's just mistreatment of you in general. But that's Shannon. That's Gator. You know, this is all a Zoom-esque gay op. This is all Kraut's doing. Don't believe Shannon's lies. That's all I can say. Do not believe Shannon's lies. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.